Everyone, and welcome back. Hope you are having a very nice day. I would like to talk about Talisman, the new release of Talisman, and what I think about them. Also, and to make an announcement, I had been with Singularity for the last, I think, 4 or 5 months. I was before from Titan Defenders, where I was 1 year in that guild. The guild dismantled or disappeared, and then I moved to Singularity. They took me. They are amazing people. They are people with much more knowledge than me in the game. Very good technically, and they understand a lot of how the game works. And we classified to Royal League or last season, and we play in Royal League. So it has been a different experience than what I thought, to be honest. I was expecting a different thing. I don't know what I was expecting. There is that much mystic environment around Royal League, and there is not. I think there is massive accounts, and I'm talking about people with all the sets and maybe 30 heroes, glyphs 80, like my account is 7.8. I'm talking about accounts 10.5 million. So, like much bigger accounts than mine, like 3 million more. So it's a big difference. And I am only missing maybe 10 heroes. So to have an idea, like what is the difference based on how strong the glyphs are. Okay, so what happens is we fight there. It was a very difficult battle. I think it was an extra problem. And the problem is when you are going to face teams where then they are 200k stronger than you should have a place to test your teams, but you didn't have, and there was only 1 or 2 players at that level that could serve for us. So a lot of the times we couldn't test against similar teams. It was like 200k less. Other times we didn't have the heroes, and it was a difficult, and also because we need to adapt as we were failing or we were having issues in some areas. We need to change buildings or we need to change what we were attacking. But I think, honestly, taking into account the difference in power, I'm super proud of what Singularity did. I think the average has been 3.5 thousand points in per battle. The max you can get is 4,200. I think the average will be around that. We started bad, but I think we recovered. So quite proud of what we did. What happened in Singularity is we decided, like almost 2 months before the end, a lot of the people that were playing with more average accounts for 4 million points, they really were struggling and not having fun on playing against accounts that they are the double in points, because it doesn't make any sense. Like you cannot go with 500, 600k trying to fight against 840. It's very difficult. So at the end, it was a decision of what do we do, and the decision was the people who want to continue in Royal League, we moved to Walls of the North at the start of the new season. That is the one that is going to start in a couple of days. And the other people that wanted to stay in Singularity. The people in Singularity, there is a lot of very strong players in Singularity, and a lot of people with much more knowledge than me that has decided to stay in Singularity because they prefer to have less stressful games. This happens a lot, by the way. People who play in Royal is quite stressful to play there. So a lot of people prefer to, after a couple of seasons, see what it is. They prefer to move out and play normal, like no stress at all, and enjoy the game without requiring to be, to have crazy glyphs and this type of things. I honestly think that it's easier to play, more friendly. Duke, like High Duke, I think it's quite interesting. I enjoy more High Duke than Royal League. The reason I decided to stay in Royal League is because I would like to see like how to beat these 840 teams, how to understand the game in disadvantage. Where you are in disadvantage, your teams are 200k less, and then you need to find out 3 teams that they are each of them 200k stronger than you. Okay. Saying this, I have created something that I will do only one time, which is I will have share the videos that we fight in Royal League with Singularity. It's like to say thank you to the guild. I will show the videos. There is a couple of restrictions in these videos. One is I will never show you like who are the guilds or the users or the players behind the team. I will not share the stats of any of the heroes of that particular team. And if there were teams that were unique for a hero or unique for a guild, I will not share these battles neither, okay? It will be around 40 to 50 battles from Royal League, which is something that you don't see that often. So I would like to do it only one time. I will put the battles. I will remove all of these with the restrictions I mentioned. I would like to protect always player that wants to play a little bit with imagination or want to change some things. I will never share these battles. And you will realize that the battles are not that difficult than the ones that you play almost every day. The only difference is instead of having a 600 something or 500 something in front of you, you will have a 840 in front of you, okay? This is the only difference, okay? And you will see that there are teams that I saw, like teams that myself, I lost these battles, and you will see that if you play against a 700k team, you will be able to beat that team without losing any heroes, and how I was able to lose against that team, or anyone else was able to lose against that team without killing any hero. And the difference is this 140 on power, okay? This is very important. Anyways, it takes a lot to do that video, so I'm still doing it. I have all the videos ready. I need to join them and remove all big chaosios that I don't see the name of anyone. Try to do the best of my abilities in the video. It takes a lot of the time, so I will try to have it ready for the weekend, but I don't know if it will be possible. Hope it is possible, okay? Saying this, let's go back to talismans. So it has been announced 6 new talismans. I believe that the Octavia one and Andvari one is the Octavia will be 10k VIP points, Andvari will be 60,000 emeralds, is what I had been told. I don't know yet, sure 100%. Okay, so don't quote me there. Okay, for Octavia, they have released a talisman that is Thoughtness, which is a new ability. It's similar to Crushing, but the opposite. When you lose 50% of your health, you increase your armor, your protection, okay? And physical attack, okay? So Octavia, the second, third, and fourth ability is based on physical attack, and the main ability or the ultimate is based on health, okay? The damage it does is based on health, and she ultimates too many times, so it's important to enforce this ultimate. So her first talisman was Agility, which is 6,000 PA. Okay, this 2,000 Agility is 6,000 PA, and she got health, so she got a very good talisman. Saying this, there is not that much different because the percentage is not that crazy of Octavia. Octavia is the abilities and not the percentage of the abilities. Okay, so it's good the second talisman. In my opinion, getting 10,000 of physical attack is better than 6,000, obvious, but it's better 4,000 of physical attack versus 150 of health here, plus the Thoughtness. I don't believe it. And if it's true that it's 10,000 VIP points, in my opinion, if it's the 10,000 VIP points, I am going to pass. Okay, I am going to pass with the talisman of Octavia if it's the 10,000 VIP points. Okay, my opinion. I think the first one is better. I could be wrong. Please correct me if you think otherwise. Then we go to Andvari. Andvari is the same. I think the second talisman is worse than the first talisman. The second talisman is going to be some magic reflection, which means the damage magic damage that go to Andvari is reflected. It's one of these new abilities. What I mentioned before, like they were releasing these stats, in my opinion, was to try to make seconds. I was thinking third talisman more enjoyable. Okay, they say this magic reflection and also physical attack. Andvari got health plus strength, which means 150 of health plus 80k because of the strength. So this is 230. If we go to stats, she has 9.5. Okay, so 7.3 or 9.5. I prefer 9.5 of health of Andvari. Does Andvari need physical attack? Andvari does damage and stands a lot at the beginning and could do a lot of damage. Okay, despite it's a tank. Yes, this is true. It can do damage. It's not officially a tank. It's a control hero, but it's a tank. Okay. Do I prefer having a little bit more health, or I do prefer to do a little bit more damage and have the magic reflection? Magic reflection, I never use Andvari against any magic team. You use Andvari against Dante Octavia with physical heroes like Jasmine, and use it against Car. They are both physical teams. So the magic reflection is out of the equation. Do you prefer 220, 230 of health versus having 10,000 of physical attack? Yes, I prefer the first talisman than the second talisman. For this, the second talisman is also a pass, and it is 60k emeralds. I don't know if I will get it, okay? I don't think so, but I need to think about it. Then, what I think there is the interesting one are the one that in theory are free. In theory, hope so that is true. Okay, so the first one is Avalon, which is a hero than Albano, sorry. There is a hero that I love for Masi, Albanor, and Moyo, okay? He got health, and if we go to the stats, allow him to go very high level of health. Okay, he got now, or the new talisman is going to be magic critical hits. An important thing about magic critical hits, the percentage is calculated as the same as any other one, which is your value, your magical critical hits, divide your magical critical hits plus the main stats of the hero that you are doing. If the main stat is 10,000, you have 5,000, means 33%. Okay, like anything. The key is it does 2.5 times more damage. A critical hit from physical teams does double the damage when you get this. This is going 2.5 more damage. And particularly Alvanor, because he got the magic penetration super skin, which is this one here. He has a lot of magic penetration, 38,000. And the magic attack is 75,000, which is a lot. Taking into account that can double the damage, I think it could be interesting. I think that talisman could be interesting. We will need to test. He gets armor, which is 1,500, so 15,000, of more armor. We are talking about 28,000, taking into account that he has the rune of earth and protects a lot or decrease the damage that he can receive. I think will be interesting. I don't know. I only use Masi, Alvanor, and sometimes Mojo against Kayla, some versions of Kayla, Aiden, Oya, Tristan. So maybe the new talisman is going to be better because you are going to pick up now Alvanor and you will not pick up Mojo. And this is very important. And Alvanor has much more armor than Mojo, like much more. Mojo does not have any armor at all. And he has the rune of earth. The problem is with the release of the new talisman of Kayla plus the new skin of Kayla, she has 30,000 of magic penetration and the armor will still be below Kayla armor penetration. But we can always, and I was thinking we can always increase the glyphs, but no, because Albanor does not have armor glyphs. So it will be, you don't care about the armor because the only team that you will use this will be probably versus Kayla. The good thing is if you play versus Kayla, Aiden, and Oya, Oya will pick up Albanor because will be the hero with lower health. If you put Albanor with lower health, you can always improve 2 levels of glyphs of Mojo to level 50, which is nothing, and then it will have more health than Albanor. And then Oya will pick up Albanor, and then because Albanor has 28k of armor, and Oya does not have any armor at all, is the only that provides Octavia, if you play with Octavia, but if you play with Tristan, until Tristan does not ultimate, will not be enough. But when Tristan ultimates, it will depend on if you have a hero that has activated armor. So we will need to test, okay? I will not say no to this talisman. I will not say it's worse or better. I think it's better, but we will need to test, okay? Like against the current meta, I don't know if it will be efficient, but I think it's going to be better. Then the next one is Darkstar. I love the new talisman of Darkstar. She has physical attack, which is very good talisman, but she got as a second talisman Crushing, which double of damage when the hero is below 50%, very important, and also more armor penetration, 15,000 of armor penetration. She has already 27. 15,000 of armor penetration will be more than 40k, around 42k, 43k of armor penetration. I think this is cool. 43k of armor penetration means all the damage that she does will go directly. So I like this talisman, okay? Like she still needs, I think, in my opinion, one armor, one a health skin. I think health skin will be better, but I think this 40,000 of armor penetration plus crushing can do a lot of damage. I see a lot of teams, you know, like Darkstar with Cascade. You know, the combination Darkstar Cascade, I think it will do a lot of damage to the front line very fast. And sometimes versus some particular Dante Octavia teams, with Oya, I use this like you can play Andvari with Cascade, Darkstar, Lara, and something else. It can make a lot of damage. Maybe like you want like Astrid. I think this talisman is very good. It's the only talisman so far. Avalon and Baron, I don't know yet, but Darkstar I think is the best one. Thea already got another talisman. This one here, I don't care. She got Thoughtness and Health, don't care at all. Okay, and then the next one is Arachne. I think this is also a very good talisman. So Darkstar, Arachne probably are the best talisman if I find Arachne. Okay, first of all, is Arachne a good hero? No, it was very crappy hero, but because of Dante Octavia goes very well. particularly when you play with Dante Nebula, because it counters the first hero, and that one is Dante, so it does a lot of damage. You can still use it against Oya, Dante, Octavia teams. Arachne is very good. Okay, like Astaroth, Andvari, Arachne, Lara, Faceless, very good combination. Okay, so what happened with Arachne is she does a little bit of damage, not too much. Okay, it's more a control hero, but for example, this one does a lot of damage, 100k. Okay, this does 68k. Okay, and it's interesting, right? The poison, etc., etc. Okay, so it looks like it's a hero that does a lot of damage, but it does not that damage. Why is this? If we go to stats, it's because she does not have almost magic penetration. Okay, you have a Glyph and that's it. It's similar to Iris. So with the new talisman, which is magic penetration plus magic critical hits, it's not only with 22,000, but we will need to remove this talisman around 20k. Okay, so this is also important. So you will move to 72k of a magic attack, but you will get 15,000 of magic penetration in exchange. So you will move to 18,000 of magic penetration. I think this is very interesting, particularly some heroes. But if we go to Dante, okay, and we go to Glyphs, I think is 75. Okay, he has 17,000 of magic defense. So this magic penetration, you don't have Glyphs for magic penetration, so this magic penetration will allow to break completely Dante magic defense, which means all the damage will go directly. So this 100 will be 100 damage to Dante, and taking into account that she has the critical hits magic attack, it could be more than this. Taking into account that also she's going to lose 20,000 of magic attack. She lost magic attack, but she gets magic penetration, and it is much more important magic penetration than magic attack. So if I find Arachne, then I lost it again. Okay, I think it's going to be a very good talisman. Okay, like Arachne, very good talisman. Darkstar, I think good talisman also. Thea, I don't care. Avalon, I think it's going to be better. Andvari, I prefer the first one. Octavia, I prefer the first one. Okay, hope it helps. Please let me know what do you think. Which talisman are you going to get? And see you soon.